It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. And we're coming to you live from CB Gitty. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
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 It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. Well, hello again, Gitty Gangsters, and welcome back to another Friday festival of fun and joy. It is Friday the 13th, the happiest of all days. We are glad you are here with us. We've got a lot of banjo goodness to share with you today. We got some sale things to talk about. We've got a special guest here in the Juke Shack studio. He and Nick are going to get up here and do at least one of their favorite songs. We discovered as they were running through it before the show that usually these songs are only performed often around the campfire of the Vashons, good friends of ours, but also often after the imbibation of one or more adult beverages. And performing these
I never drink.
Performing these particular pieces, stone cold sober, is difficult. So we took a wee dram just to try to drive away the pre-show jitters. So anyway, special guest Ed Bell going to be joining us up here on stage. We are glad you were with us. We are announcing finalists and winners of two more categories of the Banjo Build-Off contest hosted through Cigar Box Nation. Today it's the video. We're going to choose the winner of the video submissions and also the MacGyver. The MacGyver submissions. And you know what MacGyver, for those of you of a certain age, which I know most of us who watch this are, MacGyver was a TV show.
Richard Dean Anderson.
I remember it. I didn't watch it, but I remember it.
You didn't watch it? Oh, it was awesome.
It's the best show ever.
Best show ever.
Yeah.
Richard Dean
Well,
Anderson.
Basically making do,
Never
doing
got around
cool
to it.
stuff with whatever you have. So we're going to be showing some videos and photos and sharing some build diary type things of that. It's going to be a good thing. A couple of other quick notes. New songbook came out this week. It is the Campfire Strummers Hymnal. It's basically all of the traditional and public domain Christian hymns and carols and spirituals arranged. I know it's probably hard for you to see, but there's no tablature in here, no sheet music. It's just lyrics and guitar chords. So if all you want to do is sing and strum or just strum some of these great old hymns, this is the book for you. No sheet music to confuse you, no tablature, just strumming. So that is available now through Amazon. I haven't gotten them listed on CB Gitty yet, but we got a link in the script that Nick can paste in if you want to grab yourself a copy of that. Good times had by all. Also, there's a bit of a sale going on. I've been going through and reviewing pricing on all of the products in the Gitty catalog, and it turns out a lot of them are coming down, surprisingly. We're reducing prices on some of the most popular stuff, what we've chosen to call Guitar Builder's Essential Parts and Gear. So there's a link. We're calling it Essential Stuff Sale. If you browse to cbgitty.com/stuff, you will see all of the items that are on sale with their reduced prices. Some of them significantly, 30%, 40%. A couple of sets of fret wire came down almost 50% through getting better prices from the suppliers, negotiating, buying in larger quantities. All of that works together to try to save you money. So get on there and check that out. One more quick note. Yesterday we had some professional TV people. You know, we call this DIY TV, do-it-yourself TV. It's pretty much all DIY. Yesterday, film crew from New Hampshire Chronicle was here doing a feature on CB Gitty. Let's just say their camera equipment was a little fancier than ours, but it was a really nice feature. That should air in a couple of weeks. I will hopefully have a link where you'll be able to watch it online. I said a lot of the same things you've heard me say about how important it is, like spreading the word that anyone, anywhere can build their own instruments and make music on them. How that's the mission, the real mission of CB Gitty and Cigar Box Nation is still spreading that word, spreading that message, that anybody can do this. So, should be a good little feature, I hope. You never know what they're going to cut and what they're going to keep. Mm-hmm. And you always got to be careful.
So cut out all the uglies.
Exactly
like me.
what you say, assuming it'll be cut, because sometimes it isn't. But I've been doing this long enough. I can do an interview in my sleep at this point. So it is Friday the 13th, and we were trying to think of some songs about bad luck and trouble and such. And of course, there's a lot of blues songs on that particular topic. Neither of us are particularly blues men, blues musicians. But here's one. This is not the blues. I'm just going to do one chorus. It's from one of my favorite television shows. A little something called Hee Haw. He was in doom, despair, agony on me, deep dark depression. That's not how it goes, Danny. No, you're fine. So I can't remember how it goes. Gloom, despair, and agony on me, deep dark depression.
It's Friday the 13th.
Excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, agony on me. So there'd be the four of them sitting up there, Grandpa Jones and Roy Clark and a couple of the others. They'd sing a chorus, then they'd tell the joke, and then they'd sing another chorus. So gloom, despair, and agony on me. When are we gonna? Oh, we got another song from Danny in the third or fourth half of today's show, along the lines of bad luck and trouble. But here's one as a lead-in to the Banjo build-off results and videos that I do actually know. The old advice, play one you know. All right. This is Mama Don't Allow, or at least a rendition of it. Mama don't allow no banjo building around here. Mama don't allow no banjo building around here. I don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna build me a banjo anyhow. And Mama don't allow no cigar box picking around here. Mama don't allow no cigar box picking around here. Well, I don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna pick my cigar box mother out there, Ma Gitty? Mama don't allow.
My mother might be watching too.
Well,
Possibly. So,
fortunately, my mama does allow a little banjo picking, and your mama does allow a little train watching. So I guess we're doing all right.
We got that
Yeah.
picture up there, Ben, too, if you...
Oh, yeah, we had a picture to go along with what I was saying before. New Hampshire Chronicle here yesterday. There we are, actually just on the other side of this wall. You can't see me where I'm pointing. Just on the other side of the wall behind us right now. What has come to be known as the Wall of Fame, the collection of various instruments that some we've built here, some were sent as gifts. Jim Burt's Coco Banjo out there. We got a couple of Matthew Simpson's builds out there. Johnny Lobo, Shane Spiel. Got Ted Crocker out there. All sorts of good stuff. Swamp Witch guitar out there. So that always catches people's eye when they come through. Ed, you're here for the first time today, and you're like, hey, look at this. Well, I guess it's a thing. All those instruments used to just be piled up on shelves, and then I was like, we built the Juke Shack here. Like, hey, we got this giant blank wall. Let's hang some guitars on it.
I'm going to interrupt you for one brief second. I want to say a shout out to everyone that's been watching us on YouTube.
YouTube.
We have Martin Tauber out there on YouTube.
Hi, Marty.
David Vachon.
Dave
Hey,
Vachon!
Brett Olson.
All right, turned you up a little bit there, Nicholas.
L. Bolton. And Mount Grizzly. Oh, and Greg Tiffany.
All right,
Alright.
welcome,
Thank you guys for
welcome,
joining
welcome,
us.
welcome.
There's my drink.
Coming at you live from Facebook and YouTube all at once. We are
Oops,
fancy.
I just broke it.
Yeah.
All right, so without further ado, let's start checking out some banjo builds submitted by you, or folks rather similar to you. I know many of you did submit your builds. First, we're going to go through the 5 finalists that we narrowed down for video submissions. People who uploaded a video of them playing their banjo or the build process. And I dropped my script right on the floor. Look at it. All right. There we go. Put down my banjo. Hey, we got Bobby Joe Phoenix Turner out there. Welcome, Bobby Joe. All right. So the first one of the videos, chosen for a number of reasons. It's a 5-string banjo, which you'll see here in a moment when you run the video. Built by Alina Vivita over in Moscow, which is still in Russia, and she's with Botinki Matverka, who's playing a cigar box instrument. Now, this banjo that you're going to see, it's a 5-stringer built from 2 old skateboards. So, pretty cool stuff. She's playing an original song that she wrote called River on it, and we'll run the video here. I think we got about 60 seconds of it to show you, and then I'll say a couple of more words. So, one of the finalists of the video submission portion of the banjo build-off. Here we go.
I went into the river, it was of a man of size. The river seemed evil, I had what the only black face, but I stepped into it. I swam in the darkness. I began to see floating corpses. They drift to me, drowned. The kind of ugly monsters. Among of them, I saw my friends. Thousands of people in limbs. They say, come here, come here. But I swam against the tide, the distance, because I rather flew to nowhere. Let the darkness take my body, but I won't become one of you. Let the darkness take my body, but I won't become one of you.
Hey, there we're back. That was a little longer than 60 seconds, but nobody minds, I hope. So I believe that she's saying that the neck was made from skateboards, the centerpiece there, a couple of rusty film cans that her grandfather gave her a long time ago. The skateboard bolt as a nut, and heads as the 12th fret markers, pegs from an old banjo, and then this last line caused me a wee bit of a furrowed brow. I'm going to read it as written. Finished with green cheese wax that I took from cheddar, which suggests actual natural something other from cheese, which I
Well,
think...
they wax the end of cheese to keep it from drying out when they age it. And all
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They use wax on cheese. I thought it was like green mold
Oh,
or
no.
something from it. Well, that's funky.
It'll keep the mice away from it.
Whatever it takes, you know. But all right, yes, wax from cheese. Very good.
And
So
Wallace
that's
and Gromit.
so that's finalist number 1. Next finalist, I think you'll recognize. He's been about a bit. His name is Jim Morris. Hails from West Virginia. Good friend of many of us. He built a banjo out of a 10-inch wooden salad bowl with a calfskin head tacked on, cherry neck, maple center strip, CB Gitty Econo tuners, except for that 5th string tuner, which is a little different. And the tune he's playing is Goodbye Girls, I'm Going to Boston, an old fiddle tune from the playing of Art Stamper. So here's finalist number 2, Jim Morris. We're not back. We're back. So that, of course, was Jim Morris playing. Now, we have some photos. We have some photos of that Moscow banjo first to show you a little more detail. There it is, floating in between us. Look at it. So that shows that old film can that she used for the body, the rusty metal film can. Not veneered, but laminated headstock there. That's from the skateboard. You know how they laminate the skateboards pieces together to make them look cool. And then there's that special fifth string banjo tuner, looking good. So very cool build. Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And now Jim's salad bowl banjo. There he's got it leaning up against a fence post, looking real nice.
Jim, what kind of wood is on the neck? Does it say?
Cherry
Cherry.
neck with maple center strip.
Nice.
So it got a nice dark piece of cherry heartwood, it looks like. And that salad bowl really shines pretty good too.
And the next one is...
And you see how he cut the circle out of the back of the salad bowl to let kind of that minstrel style to let the sound out. It's a kind of a common concept on a certain style of banjo that doesn't have the full resonator on it. Is that?
Yeah, that's one for that, and the next one's Mark Clark.
All right. The next video, finalist number 3 in the video portion of the contest is from, you say it's Mark Clark?
Well, oh, sorry.
Steve Holiday?
Steve Holiday.
All right, Steve Holiday. Steve ended up with being a finalist in both of the categories we're talking about today. The video we're going to see here, and then the MacGyver. In this one, it's a gourd banjo with a goat skin head, a one-piece walnut neck with a stacked heel and dowel. The gourd is of unknown age. It was a garage sale find and a pretty good one, I must say. He turned the pegs himself on a lathe, built the bridge and tailpiece, cow leg, bone nut, and bridge cap, fishing line strings, which is kind of cool once you hear this, that nylon fishing line is making all of that good sound. Head is pinned to the gourd with Walmart furniture tacks and tight bond glue, so just glued and tacked on. And at the end of the video, you can see the back of the banjo, a circle of lighter wood. He says, this is the piece of the inner strip of a Padron cigar box, which covers up a screw. So here he is playing the old tune, Mole in the Ground. Nice. I like seeing those photos there at the end of the video, giving a little more detail of it. Ron Swihart asking if it's fretless. It certainly looked and sounded like it was. He doesn't specifically say, but I'm pretty sure that was indeed a fretless banjo. And what sound out of that? Fishing line strings. That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
So that was Steve Holiday. Number 3 of our 5 finalists. Now this next one is submitted by a gentleman named Stephen Foster, and in keeping with his name, he is playing some Stephen Foster tunes on his banjo. But the video isn't of him playing. It's more of a builder's diary where he walks through the many steps he took to build this banjo. And as you'll see, this has to be one of the sturdiest homemade musical instruments I've ever seen. I'd like to ask him what the thing weighs. As you'll see, there's a lot of wood.
The video didn't transcode correctly, and it listed as unknown.
Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to get it to transcode again. So just song and dance for like 2 minutes.
Song and dance for 2 minutes. Well, we're having a little trouble with the video transcodation process on that one. The video, like I say, it's a builder's diary. It's really a slideshow of the entire build process. Boy, it'd be great. It'll be great when you can see it. But that's technology for you, folks. So I want to just say hello to a few people out there. Bill Nolan, talking about claw hammer. That Grandpa Jones, who aforementioned of Hee Haw fame, was a master of the claw hammer. Of course, Ralph Stanley is one of the better known claw hammer style banjo players. I've never quite gotten the full hang of it. I can do like a fake half claw hammer. Our buddy Scott Heron of Green Heron fame was here a few weeks back. He's pretty darn good at that claw hammer playing. Have to get him to show me how it is one does that.
83%.
83%, folks. So the four, including Stephen Foster, these four finalists, I'll go ahead and say these are the four runners-up. And then the fifth one that we'll be showing you next is the winner of this portion of the contest. $100 CB Gitty gift certificate will be going out to the winner. We're still seeing if we can get this Stephen Foster Banjo video to play. We'll know here shortly.
It's at 99.5.
99.5 Kiss FM.
Ugh.
No?
99.5.
No, it kicked back again.
All right. Well,
Uh-oh.
we can't run the Stephen Foster banjo. There is a link in Shane's script, or in this script.
Yeah.
Nick can post a link to the video that I believe was uploaded to the Friends of CB Gitty group here on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, pretty good stuff, and you can watch it at your leisure. All right. So sorry about that, but we're going to move on to the builder, to the winner of the video contest portion of the banjo build-off, and that is Mark Clark, our good buddy Mark Clark. Let's go ahead and just run that video, and then I'll talk a little bit.
We get the link first, and then
Keeping him on his toes over there behind the producer's desk today, the
Mark
intrepid Nick Lanciano,
Clark.
button masher extraordinaire,
All right, here we go.
Bella Flex style. All right, well, so Mark Clark there, he's playing what he described as, he named that banjo Bella, 5-string banjo, also made from a wooden salad bowl, like Jim's was. Her hand-carved oak neck and headstock include jatoba accents, also known as Brazilian cherry, I believe, and antique pearl tuners with a hand-carved oak tailpiece. Do we have some photos?
Yeah, I was running them while you were talking.
Oh, good. Hey, look, there's a photo. Look at that headstock, would you? I love that style of headstock. Bella features, Bela, named after Bela Fleck, I suspect, features a 6-point starburst surrounding the banjo-style resonator, bone nut, Neapolitan-style layering of heel, and adjustable rainbow bridge using jatoba, oak, and Peruvian walnut, which is really hard to find these days, so good job on that. The back features a laser-engraved Melodities logo. Did he show the back? No back, so you just have to use your imagination. She received honorable mention at the Americana exhibit and competition at the Art House in Flower Mound, Texas. So congratulations to Mark Clark for being chosen as the winner for that video submission. I love the backdrop there, you know, his collection of homemade instruments behind him, and the finger picking and all that good stuff. So as Shane mentioned, choosing winners of these is very, very hard. I'd be lying if I didn't say that it has come down to a dice roll on some occasions, but we very much appreciate everyone who took the time to build themselves a banjo, submit videos and photos and descriptions. Really, really inspiring and amazing work has come out of this one, so I'm very glad to be a part of all that. We now have a video for you of one of our good friends, Kale from Pornis Studios, playing a banjo. I don't believe he built this one himself, This is a conventional Irish tenor style banjo, and he's playing what is it, Louisiana Saturday Night on there. Good old one, really good song. I haven't heard it for a while. So we're gonna take a little break. You'll get to listen to a bit of Kale. We're gonna come back. Danny Boy here is gonna play us a Friday the 13th inspired song. And we got some more banjo contest winners and finalists, and then our special guest Ed Bell is going to join Nick on stage for a couple of unique musical stylings.
Howdy folks, sitting out here in the workshop, and I got the old tenor banjo here. I mean, I've done, 3 videos on this thing now, I think, but I haven't yet done a song on it, so we need to fix that today. I've also got the cajon that I hacked with the bass pedal here to do a little kick drum. So, you know, what comes before a Texas Sunday morning? How about a Louisiana Saturday night? So let's give this one a shot. Well, you get down your fiddle and you get down your bowl. You kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Waiting in the front yard, sitting on a log. A single shot rifle and a one-eyed dog. You ought to come a kinfolk in the moonlight. Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down your fiddle and you get down your bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. My brother Bill and my other brother Jack got bellies full of beer and a possum in the sack. 15 kids in the front porch light. It's a Louisiana Saturday night. When the kinfolks leave and the kids get fed, me and my woman gonna slip off the bed. Have a little fun when we turn out the lights. It's a Louisiana Saturday night. Oh, well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw 'em on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down your fiddle and you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw 'em on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down your fiddle and you get down your bowl. You kick off your shoes and you throw 'em on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night.
Hey, look at that, we're back. So thanks, Kale, for sending that in. A little good old banjo picking there. So speaking of doing a little picking and grinning,
Yeah.
Danny here is going to lead us in a good old American song of murder and death and mayhem and just plain
Friday
old,
the 13th.
plain old bad luck.
Yep.
If it hadn't been for that Grayson,
Yep.
it'd have been in Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Never on the mountain, where I took a line. Never on the mountain.
gee.
Yep.
Well, I got some advice for him. Don't stab him.
Well, that's too late now.
Too late now.
He's already
Too
done it.
darn late. All right. All right, so now MacGyver builds. The builds that inspired us with creative use of oddball materials, doing things in unexpected or different ways, and just basically making it work. Making it work with what you got. That's what MacGyver did, and that's what these are about. So we've got 4 finalists. We'll do the 3 runners-up first, and then get right into the winner. The big winner. All right, first one is from Glenn Detweiler. We got a couple of photos of this one. So, started out as a pure MacGyver build, but the peg tuners were a problem, so I used a set of Gitty tuners. We appreciate that. 23-inch scale, made from a small piece of scrap plywood and many scraps of walnut from previous builds. So he basically put this whole thing together from scrap pieces from previous builds. Good reuse of scrap materials. The head is made from an 8-inch cake pan mounted inside an 11-inch oak ring. So you can see there that the black bit, that's a cake pan mounted in there, and then he made that ring out of wood. I assume the walnut. It looks like walnut. The ring is a shaped circle of plywood core with walnut sections glued on each side. All right, there's the answer to that. I first tried it with just the cake pan head mounted in the circle, but the sound was too metallic. So as you can see, that shot that Nick showed of the back, he cut part of the cake pan top out and stretched and glued an old leather chamois cloth over it to make the banjo head, and the sound is much better. Fretboard, salvaged from an old guitar. Neck is walnut, several pieces glued together. Wedge piece at the ring to give it a 3-degree angle, which allows for a 5/8 inch tall bridge. This build took a lot of glue, Glenn says, and I believe it. Using a bunch of smaller scrap pieces like that necessitates a lot of glue. I can tell you, I know that because some of these builds I've done, this one from the wagon wheel, the one from the old, from the shovel handles and the yardsticks, a lot of glue. A lot of glue when you make things out of small pieces. Definitely a challenge, but also a learning experience. Now, he says, he just has to learn to play it, which, you know, is a challenge many of us face. The next runner-up in our MacGyver entry in the banjo build contest is from David Hall. David Hall, do we have a video of this one? Yes, video and photos. So let's show the photos first. I'll talk a little bit. As you can see, a old metal Chevy hubcap was used from this. The rest of the banjo made from scraps laying around in his garage. The only things he bought for it were the CB Gitty tuners. We appreciate that. The black head.
So that's Steve Holloway.
That's Steve Holloway.
Where are the
Spoiler
pictures?
alert.
Did they know it?
David Hall.
Oh,
He's the one with the drum?
yeah.
Yes. Sorry. David Hall did not use a Chevy hubcap.
Sorry, that was my bad because these ones didn't.
We put a lot of this together last minute. I know you're going to find that hard to believe. All right. Hey, look at that. Here is David Hall's build. So, scrap wood laying around his garage. The black head, which we can now see, is the head on the drum piece he used there. Menard's yardsticks are involved in there somewhere. So he actually repurposed, it looks like, an actual drum on this one. He tried to play it a little. We've got we can just run a little bit of the video, 20 seconds or so. One of his favorite banjo songs has always been Foggy Mountain Breakdown. It's a song he heard as a kid and got him hooked on it, thanks to Earl Scruggs. Because of Earl Scruggs, a lot of people enjoy the banjo that might not otherwise have done so. He says a little bit about his playing. You have to excuse it a little bit. He struggles a bit after he had a stroke a few years back. Now, every time he plays and tries to speed up his roll, he starts salivating, his face starts itching, and he gets severe heartburn. He says he told that to a music store owner one time, and the store owner said he might need to stop playing bluegrass and start playing heavy metal, because all of those characteristics would fit right in well with heavy metal, a bit more than bluegrass. But we thank David for building this banjo and for sending us a video of him having a little go here at just a bit of Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Now, as you can see when he was playing it using what looks like, it doesn't specify, but it looks like a snare drum. Using something that deep as the body of a banjo makes for a little bit of interesting gyrations to hold it. You know, because banjos are usually, 3-4 inches deep. Well, a 6 to 7 inch snare drum. But, that's what makes it a MacGyver style build. What's this I hear, Nick? You're helping people with their nut issues.
Yep.
Well, God bless you.
He had to make them. He had to make the holes a little bigger, but he's got the nut figured out.
You know, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Speaking of MacGyver. All right. The next entry that we started to show on the last click through there. Sorry, I get led astray on occasion. This is
really
not David Hall. This is Steve Holloway's build using the old metal Chevy hubcap. We got a short video that will run after I'm done blabbing on here. The build is from back in the winter of 2016-2017, so this is a little bit older build that he busted out. 1978 Chevy hubcap, 5-string electric banjo. There's the front of it with the big old sound holes, but F-holes. But when you have an electric banjo, the acoustic resonance doesn't matter as much because you got that pickup in there doing the work for you. Triple piezo discs, 2 under the bridge, 1 up at the neck. Ooh, an array, you might say. Cherry top, walnut and cherry neck. And in the video we're going to show, now this is some good old campfire picking and grinning here. Steve writes that his buddy Billy Weiss is making that banjo sound good, tearing up Foggy Mountain Special. Not Foggy Mountain Breakdown now. Foggy Mountain shows up in a lot of tunes. Foggy Mountain Special, Joan Wise on guitar, and Steve Holloway himself on the upright wash tub bass there, which possibly he built himself as well. And Billy is playing through a honeytone practice amp. Joan and he, being Steve, are unplugged. Here you go. So that's a little circle there I wouldn't mind being a part of. I think a cigar box mandolin could maybe fit in on that. If only I knew Foggy Mountain Special. Anyway, so those are the 3 runners-up. Thanks to all 3 of them. David Hall, Steve Holliday. I've already forgotten. First one we did, Glenn Detweiler. So the winner that was chosen, for this particular category of the MacGyver builds is Tom Peterson. Now we've got video and photos of Tom's build, and something about this one just jumped out at me. He painted it purple. Let's see, what photos do we have of it? He started, why don't I read the thing? It's made from a shaved down guitar neck, a coffee table, a pie pan, and a glass pan lid. There's the coffee table. And there's what he built. You can see that metal pie pan. You can see the bits of the coffee table. He thought it ended up having a Prince
I was gonna
look.
say it looks
Yeah, I
very
was gonna
Prince.
say Prince. Looks
Well,
like
he thought it looked like a Prince guitar, so he painted it purple, which makes sense. Single coil pickup is in there near the neck, kind of tucked in. That banjo neck, you can see there, is a shaved down guitar neck, which is pretty MacGyver-y, you must admit. And just the overall look of it, the way he used those bits, I thought was pretty darn cool. So chosen as the winner of this, of the MacGyver build portion of the banjo build-off. Congratulations to Tom Peterson. And here we have a video of him doing a little picking. No grinning. He doesn't seem to be the grinning sort, but definitely some good picking on this. He didn't name it, but Prince-inspired 5-string electric banjo. I mean, watching that, you can see why we like this one for the MacGyver portion of this contest. I mean, to see an old coffee table and to notice the legs and like, you know what those need to be? Those need to be the body extensions of a pie pan electric banjo. And when he took the coping saw to that strat neck there, I was like, at first I was like, and like, okay, I see it. It works. So, yes, congratulations to Tom Peterson there and his two boys who look like went through the background of that one video there. So, congratulations. We will be announcing the grand prize winner and runners-up next week. This week's winners, Tom Peterson and Mark Clark, each get a $100 CB Gitty gift certificate, and undying interweb.
You get to spend
fame.
a Benjamin at Ben's shop.
Well, a cool even hundo, you might say. So now, as promised,
It's all about the Benjamins.
Danny and I are going to gracefully exit the Jukes Shack stage and be replaced by our intrepid producer, Nick Lanciano. He's donning his chapeau for the event. And our good friend, Ed Bell, who stopped by today especially to perform this song. As I mentioned before, I've only ever heard this song when we've been drinking. So there's a little bit of whiskey on board.
A little whiskey.
Ed's going to be playing the time clock, 6-string.
It's about time.
Jesus.
Aha.
All right. I think I am going to bring the levels down
Just a wee bit.
Just a bit. It gets a little loud, folks.
So here is to your health, Jimbo. I know if you didn't see it earlier, Jim's in the hospital right now.
What?
So
Oh,
he's
boy.
just getting medication. He's got an AFib, and
Get-
so you know, Jim, not calling you out, but
get it all sorted
much
out
love
with
to
it.
you, Jimbo. So
Ready?
yeah,
Now, I would just a short preface. This is a Tenacious D song,
yes,
and I just want to let everybody know it is not
the greatest
the
song.
greatest song in the world.
It's just a trivia.
Just a tribute.
But you'll learn that as we go along.
Just a tribute.
A little different than what we've done on the show before.
Yeah, this is branching out a bit. So brace yourselves.
No one ever thought that we'd be playing Jack Black up here. You know? And you know, Jack Black's got a huge beard now. You know, Kyle's usually bald, so it works.
It works. I left my glass at home.
Long time ago, me and my brother Ed here, we was hitchhiking down a long and lonesome road, when all of a sudden, there shined a shiny demon in the middle of the road, and he said, "Play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your souls." Well, me and Ed, we looked at each other, and we each said, okay. Then we played the first thing that came to our heads, just so happened to be the best song in the world. It was the best song in the world. Look into my eyes and it's easy to see, 1 and 1 make 2, 2 and 1 make 3, it was destiny. Once every 100,000 years or so, where the sun doth shine and the moon doth glow and the grass doth grow. Well, needless to say, the beast was stunned. A whip crack with his mighty tail, and the beast was done. He asked us, "Now, be you angels?" And we said, "Nay, we are but men." Rock. Oh, whoa, whoa, this is now the greatest song in the world. No, this is just a tribute. Oh, couldn't remember the greatest song in the world. in the world. All right. Wow. And the curious thing, my friends, is the song we sang on that faithful night. It didn't actually sound anything like this song! This is just a tribute, and I wish you were there. Just a matter of opinion. All right, good God! All right, hey, me and Ed gonna play all night, yeah, all right. Oh, now, you got down, baby, go die now. To the greatest song in the world, all right. To the greatest song in the world, all right. And if you go out to the greatest song in the world, all right. Woo. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the most that guitar's been played in a long time.
And a long time.
Long time.
So hope you all like that. It's not Hoffman I'm up here.
A little,
Yeah.
a little bit different.
A little bit different.
Maybe
Little
next time I come back, we'll have
little
another song.
change. So we're just gonna mosey in.
Well, I tried to get him to do another one, but what with being sober and all, it,
Well, disclaimer. All the songs that we normally play are not.
well, that's the thing.
PG-13.
Many of them are not family appropriate.
They're not family appropriate at all.
But
I like them already.
Ed, you could join us for the because we're at the end of the show. You could join us for the Gitty Gang Show theme song,
Sure.
which I think you've heard before. It's just the boogie and G shuffle, dinky 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 doody. It's so easy.
War.
That puts you right in there, my God. And be happy to.
No, I'm higher.
You gotta sit so you'll be on camera. There we go.
All right.
Ah, look at him zooming right. You can, but a little closer. So we'll do a couple of verses and then I'll throw you a break. How about that? Because they're tired of hearing the two different breaks that I do. All right, ready?
Yep.
It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Station TV. Bring my go-go fiddles out too. Show on Cigar Station TV. And we come to you live from CB Gitty. Well, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. At 3, well, said we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. At 3. And if you don't see us, how sad. Everybody will be. All right, give us a little something there, Edward. Well, all you need is a stick of a box and some strings.
Might be
Some strings. I'm saying all you need is a stick in a box and some strings. Some strings. Well, you put them all together, you know they're gonna ring. All right, what is it now? It's the Gitty Gang Show. Gitty Gang Show. Oh, there it is. Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. I said the Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. With the Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. Yes, the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Station TV. Play us out, boys. If I had an instrument in tune, I'd do something. I don't know.